Hi YouTube, it's Natural Me First C, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about hair porosity. So this was a request a little while ago, and I'm just getting around to it. But I wanted to do a little bit more research because I too am learning more about hair porosity. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a strand test to retest my hair. Now I've done this test before, and it came out that I had low porosity, but I was unsure if that was actually true. So I'm going to test it out again, and I'm going to show you the results and also talk about what I've learned about hair porosity. All right, so it's important to know what your hair porosity is because it will help you figure out, how well your hair absorbs moisture, water, products, things like that. So sometimes, if your hair is not being as moisturized as it should be and you're applying products and things like that, you might want to do a strand test just to see what is going on with your hair. So there's a couple different strand tests you can do, but the one I'm going to be doing today is the one with water. So I have a glass full of water. I don't know how much water is in this. It's room temperature. I also have a couple strands of hair. You probably cannot see this. Can you see that? There's one. It's all balled up, and then the other one's a little bit more stretched out. What I did with my hair, okay, and I think I lost one. All right, so I found the hair. All right, so this morning what I did was I took a couple shed hairs that came out this morning. One was from like my bangs, and the other one was from back here somewhere. And I washed it with Shea Moisture's Curl and Shine shampoo because I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have any product on my hair. So they are clean and they don't have any product on them. Okay, so I got the glass right here because I don't want to like shake the glass. You want to make sure that you're not moving the water, that can affect the test. So I'm just going to take the strand. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it in the water. I'm going to lay it on the top, and I'm not going to move it at all. Okay. You probably can see it floating right there. All right. All right. So let's see what happens. Okay. And I'm going to take the other one, the one that's all kind of balled up. I'm just going to drop that in as well. Okay. And I'm going to wait for about 5 minutes just to see what happens. Okay, so if you have high porosity hair, your strand will sink almost immediately after being placed in the water. And that just means that the moisture is getting in your hair very quickly, but it also means that it's going to leave your hair very quickly as well. If you have normal porosity, that means your hair is going to sink, but it's going to take some time to sink. And if you have low porosity, that means that your hair is going to float on the top of the water and not budge at all. And it means that your hair has a hard time getting moisture in and also allowing moisture to leave. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and my hair has not budged. It is still on the top. I hope you can see that. Okay, both strands are just hanging out on the top. So according to this test, this is the second time I've done the test, I have low porosity hair. Okay, so I'm going to let you know what I found out about low porosity hair. All right, so first, moisture, again, does not penetrate low porosity hair very well. It also doesn't leave the hair quickly. So, in my case, it takes a lot of water for me to get my hair wet, and it takes a long time for my hair to actually dry thoroughly. So I guess that is a characteristic of low porosity hair. A lot of the articles that I was reading said not to use heavy oils and butters on low porosity hair. Now, the butter and oil that I use on my hair is olive oil and avocado butter. And I think that they're both kind of heavy, but at the same time, they're both oils that penetrate the hair shaft. So that could be a reason why I'm not having any issues with using those heavier oils and butters. It might depend on what kind of oil and what kind of butter you choose to use on your hair. So I also use castor oil in my regimen every now and then for deep conditioning. And I've also been trying to do oil my scalp a little bit more often after I co-wash. I just started that. All right, so another characteristic of low porosity hair is the fact that it tends to get buildup from products a lot faster than high and normal. So what I've been doing with my hair, even before I realized that I had low porosity hair, is because I co-wash, I don't use any products that have silicones, mineral oil, waxes, things like that kind of stay on the hair and prevent moisture from getting in. I guess because I have low porosity hair, it would make things way worse. I'm going to try to stay away from those things as much as possible. That way I can actually get moisture into my hair because those things actually block moisture from getting in the hair. And I don't really want that problem. If you have low porosity hair, you might want to be very careful with using too much protein. Think of your hair as kind of like the rooftop of a house. which a lot of times have shingles to prevent moisture from getting inside the house. The same thing with your hair. Your cuticles are kind of like shingles, and in low porosity, the shingles lay flat. So moisture, water cannot really get in without a lot of help. When you use protein tends to seal the cuticle even more. So all that's going to do is make the problem worse, and your hair is going to still feel dry, and it might even start to break. So I'll be very, very careful if you're choosing to do protein treatments with low porosity hair. A couple things that could help with low porosity hair is heat. Now, not the bad heat, not the direct heat from like flat irons and blow dryers. The heat I'm talking about is, if you are deep conditioning your hair and you got a shower cap on and you sit under the dryer or the steamer, those things can actually help lift the cuticles on your strands so that the moisture can get into your hair a lot better. So indirect heat is not, a bad thing for low porosity hair. Direct heat, you might want to stay away from direct heat. The last tip I have for low porosity hair is how to apply your products. Now, a lot of the articles I was reading said to apply your products on damp hair and not soaking wet hair. I use the lock method, and I leave quite a bit of water in my hair. It's not, raining or anything like that all over the place, but there is a lot of water in my hair. If you're having trouble getting products into your hair when it's soaking wet, try, drying it with a t-shirt for 10 minutes or so and then applying your products just to help, your hair absorb it a lot. All right, so on to high porosity hair. Once again, it just means that moisture is not an issue getting in, but it also leaves way too quickly. So your hair still feels dry. High porosity hair tends to chemically process a lot faster. So color and relaxing, it takes no time at all to process. High porosity hair is usually the result of some kind of damage, whether it's heat damage or chemical damage, or even sometimes just being too rough on your hair, combing too hard, brushing too hard, things like that. Harsh shampoos and stuff can cause high porosity. So when I was researching high porosity, I found that it was recommended to use heavier products, heavier butters and oils to try to get the moisture to linger longer and not escape so quickly. A couple things that you can try if you have high porosity hair is you can try to do like an apple cider vinegar rinse. Apple cider vinegar is great for helping, seal the cuticle and close it down some so that moisture can stay in your hair a lot longer. You can also try protein treatments. But once again, I would be very careful with protein. It's very tricky and it's very easy to overdo it. So I would, do your research and find, probably start with a lighter protein. There are some stronger ones like Apogee, and there are some, I think, milder ones like Organic Root Stimulator. They have like milder proteins. So I would just do your research before you try to do protein treatments. Also, if you have high porosity hair, you want to kind of avoid the harsh detergents like the harsh shampoos and sulfates. The last tip I have for high porosity hair at the moment is you can try to do like a cold water rinse or cool water rinse after you've washed your hair or co-washed your hair. What that does is it helps seal the cuticle. So, it allows your hair to feel a lot softer. It also makes it feel a lot smoother and even adds shine to your hair. So that may help out as well. All right, so that's all I have right now on porosity. I'm still researching this subject, and if you know anything else about high porosity and low porosity hair, feel free to leave it in the comments box. I really appreciate it, and I hope this was helpful. I will see you all very soon in another video. Take care. All right, so let's check my hair one more time before I go. All right. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it hasn't budged. Floating on the top. It's been like over an hour. So I definitely have low porosity hair.